By the time Giyuu left the osan, you were already cooking dinner in the kitchen. He calmly made his way down the wooden halls as he dried his hair with the towel draped over his shoulders. Upon entering the bedroom, he glanced to see that you had already left him a change of clothes, which was a light blue yukata designed with an abstract water-like pattern. You had even gotten through the trouble to leave him a pair of zoris. Giyuu couldn't help but feel a small smile prick his cheeks. It would never cease to amaze him how far you'd go to make him feel comfortable at home. Despite not even being married to each other yet, you seem to be taking the good housewife role too seriously. Let me take care of you. Your words still lingered in Giyuu's head as he began to get dressed. An hour later, Giyuu headed towards the living room. When he hears the soft humming from the kitchen and follows the sound to see you over the stove, you wore an apron over your kimono. He watches the way you carefully paced around the kitchen, cooking and stirring as you go, and humming to yourself as you do, the sound of your feet tramping on the wooden floorboards as you walked around. Giyuu smiles softly at the sight of you. Sensing his presence, you turn around and greet him with a loving smile, and Giyuu has to remind himself for the 100th time how much he loves you. You make it hard to resist. Can you set the table? You ask kindly. He nods, already knowing where you keep the bowls. He sits at the table waiting for you, watching as you undo your apron and hang it on a hook. Then sitting down at the I'm going to butcher this name, but Zabushin. He smiles at you as you sit crisscross from him. You hum as a small tune as you served the food. For you, this felt like the next step of being a couple. It might be too soon to think about it, but the thought made you feel content and able to cook for him in the future. I hope you like, I'm going to butcher this, shojak, you ask. I'd love anything you cook. He says, quite frankly, it's not always something magical about your cooking. The first time he had eaten something you cooked, Giyuu had sworn he tasted the heavens. Then again, he was exaggerating and he was just hungry. Well then, let's eat, you say, and he nodded as you both gave thanks. You both said, I can never say this word, but it's the Japanese word for thank you for this meal. You both say in unison before digging in. Thank you, Yin. Giyuu says softly. Anything for you, Giyuu. You smile sweetly. Comfortable silence fills the room as you both ate. You were used to this kind of silence with Giyuu, knowing that he wasn't exactly talking much, and you didn't mind at all. Giyuu looks at you from time to time, watching as you chew quietly and meeting his eyes with a small smile. He loved you so much. It made him want to reach over and kiss you over and over again. It was even harder for him to resist when you're so beautiful and distracting, wearing that favorite colored kimono that displayed your shoulders and chest very well, in his opinion. The way you were seated on your legs, it rides up your thighs, and Giyuu couldn't take his eyes off them. So, how's everything going with demon slaying? You ask in response to a silence. Stressful. Anything new? Giyuu nods. Yes, we have 3 new young slayers, and they're just now starting out on their training, he says. Really? That's nice. Then I pray they'll get strong and stay safe. You say softly. Giyuu nods in agreement as he began telling you of his encounter with a young warrior named Tanjiro Kamado and his little sister, who'd got turned into a demon. I would love to meet everyone. They all sound like really good people to hang with, you say happily. Giyuu slightly pondered, though, as much as he would love you to meet everyone, or Uduroshiki-sama. However, he wasn't quite sure how everyone would react to seeing you as a, Kitsune. It may take months, or even years, until he'll be able to introduce you, if he survives through this war. Perhaps someday, or whenever this war ends. he replied, and he didn't miss the frown on your lips. Thus, he quickly changed the subject. Anyways, tell me about this friend of yours, he says. Well, I think it's about time I tell you about Izul. I think that's how you say their name. Giyuu raises an eyebrow. Ibizul? He repeated as you then stared mindlessly at the table. Yes. He's been a friend of mine for a long time now. You could say he's like my protector, you say. Oh, then how come I've never met him? He couldn't help but ask. You were hesitant at first, before deciding to let him know. Well, that's because Ibizul is a demon, and you're a demon slayer. You say shyly. Giyuu's eyes suddenly wide at this, as he never felt anger flow through him. The intimate need to protect you made him go on the defense. What? Now, Giyuu, before you jump to any conclusions, you need to know that I'm going to butcher his name every time. Ibizul is not a demon that kills humans. In fact, he loves humans. You say nervously. That still doesn't change anything, Yin. Demons are dangerous, and I can't bear the thought of one being near you. You knew he'd say that. Giyuu, I know Ibizul for a while, and he's good. He's my friend. He's not like other demons. He's very kind and won't hurt anyone. He lives up high in the mountains as a Vengboy, so he hardly interacts with anyone. Please, Giyuu, he's not a monster. You plead. Giyuu couldn't help but breathe a sigh of frustration before asking, does he crave human flesh? His tone was serious, anticipating your answer. No, he mainly prefers fish and deer meat, so no need to be wary. You gave him a warm smile. I understand very well that you do, and I can imagine the hatred you feel for all demon kind, but you should know that not all demons are the same. Some can be more friendly and humane if given the chance. You added. Giyuu briefly thought about Nezuko for a moment, so he couldn't help but slightly agree with you. Besides, I'm a Kitsune, and you accepted me. That's different. You're not like them. Giyuu mumbles slowly, and he loves you. But if what you're saying is true, then maybe he would consider giving this Ibizul a chance. Maybe. Well, at least he'd know that you had someone looking after you during his absence. Giyuu, you okay? You ask, snapping him out of his thoughts as he looked at you, spaced out. I'm fine, just thinking. About... He observes you carefully, and your expression is warm and curious. He gives you a timid look. What I don't have to worry about keeping you safe. Seems that this Ibizul is already doing that for me. I'll have to thank him. Promise you won't kill him? You pouted. Promise. He says bluntly. You nod your head at him as you stand to go clean up. Now that you're both done eating, good. Now let's clean up and get ready for bed. You say. Giyuu nods before getting up to help you.